Good evening, guys. How are you? I hope you guys are doing very well, and welcome in our fourth webinar on Extreme Trader channel. This is Salah speaking. Today, our webinar is talking about the support and resistance zones and levels. We need to understand more and more about support and resistance, and we need to find out where is our absolutely perfect entry and how we can have the safe entries we need, especially when we are trading the long time frames. Uh, Before I proceed, there is one thing I need to talk about the USD CHF trade on the last week, on this week I mean. Let me show you what happened during the USD CHF trade and how I was able to fix my trade very quickly. And what is the mistake I have done in that trade. So this is the one I lost. This you can see here. I sold here and I lost just 1 pip here. You can see my sell point here and my exit point. There is 1 pip difference. Cost me to lose the trade. But let's see what was the reason for this. Why did it happen? So switching to 15-minute time frame, what I can see here. If you guys remember clearly the strategy rules. The strategy rules when we are scalping is talking about we should place sell. Hold on, let me just draw it for you. The strategy rules is if we have here a support and if we are planning to place another buy option, we need to wait for the breakout of this support level. So we have to wait for the price to come up again, so this support will remain a support. So here before the breakout we had this support level here. So this support was the nearest to the breakout. This is the nearest support to the breakout. So I need to select my entry point as buy at the nearest support to the breakout, meaning this one here. Maybe I will have another support here. So meaning I should not wait for the price to come here because this one at this level here is the nearest to the breakout. Maybe there will be some bouncing here, then the price will come back, and here I can enter again with my another buy option because after using this one here, now the next nearest support to the breakout will be this one. So this one will be my entry point here again. So what happened in the USD CHF trade? What was the thing I did wrong? What I did wrong here was entering here at this point here. And we can see this is not really a resistance. I made a mistake here zooming in the 5-minute time frame, and I see here this is a resistance. I was wrong actually. This is the resistance. This resistance here is so tiny, it's so small, it cannot be considered as a resistance to be traded, especially when you see the strong breakout level, when you see the strong breakout candle like this. That's why I knew that once the candle will reach this level here, it will reverse. That's why when we failed in the USD CHF trade, I immediately fixed it, and I knew it will make us money. And you can see, guys, how the reversal happened indeed as I expected. And we can see my entry point was exactly here, and I exit the trade here with 5 pips profit. So that was what I'm telling you about. When you fail a trade, just before you immediately close it with a loss, try to understand what happened. Why did it close? Why did it fail? There was any reason was there any way I can fix my trade? So when I saw the trade failing, I just took my time to analyze what's going on in the chart, and I realized, okay, yeah, I made a mistake, because what made me realize it, seeing this support here. Guys, if you remember my video about the price action, when I told you about drawing the support line, did I say about drawing it here at the very bottom of the wick, or at the closing price of the candle, or drawing it in a way that it is actually touching both of the wicks here like that? or in other words, the line should be touching the shortest wick. So I had here a reversal, and you can see that if I will draw my support line, yes, they should be both, and of course the shortest candle, the shortest wick must be included. So you cannot draw your support line like this. You cannot draw it like this. You will draw it like this. So all of the wicks touching this line, especially the shortest one. All right. So that convinced me that, okay, so my analysis was wrong. The resistance should not be considered as from this point. It has to be considered from this point here. And of course, using the same principle, let me just zoom in more. I just lost, where is it? Yeah. Using the same understanding, the line should be touching all of the wicks combining together, so it should be like this. If you notice, guys, if you can see it, the line touching all the wicks on this resistance. That's why I had made my entry there at that point. Exactly at this point I entered, and you can see how it reversed indeed and gave me the 5 pips profit. So that's how you can fix your trade. So anyway, let's not talk about this one for the meantime. We need to talk about the support and resistance. So guys, especially those who are new in our webinar, let me ask you a question, please. Is these support and resistance levels, are they permanent or they are temporary? For example, if you see a support here, is it permanently there? I mean, will this be forever a support or not? Yes, Juan. Ah, Juan here. Welcome, bro. No. No. No, for what? Are they permanent or not? Yes, indeed. No, Angela, you're not allowed. Okay, most of the guys saying yes, they are permanent, and the correct answer is yes, they are permanent. Their support and resistance levels, they are not temporary. They are permanent. Let me tell you something. Let me pick any pair randomly, anyone, and just see it in the past. I will go to the monthly chart. Okay, I'm going now in the monthly chart, and I want you guys to see something here. If I will draw my support line here, what do you see happen? I think many of you have seen this subject before, but I need to talk about it for our new members. Check something, guys. Something. On December 1994, this was a strong support level. When I was maybe 11 years old that time, maybe I think 11 years old or 10 years old, there was somewhere a support happening in the AUD USD. Then again, when I am 20 years old, another support happened at the same level. And then again, after many years, another support happened at the same level. Then this support was also a resistance. And again, you can see recently it was another support. Meaning these levels, they are permanent. So support and resistance, they are never temporary levels. They are permanent. So you can rely on them even in the long time back. Even you can go back in time. There is nothing wrong. If you want to confirm your trade, for example, let's say that you want to confirm your entry at this support level, for example. So you need to check the past. You can see it was indeed a strong support here, and here it was strong support, and here it was a strong resistance, and here as well. So you can see the history. You can tell, okay, yeah, so this support level here is strong. Yes, live now. So what is the measure of that? What is the moral of that? What I'm trying to tell you is there are some strong support levels and there are some not strong support levels. And of course, everyone knows the strong support levels, they called key support levels or key resistance levels. Let me show you, for example. Now I'm back on the monthly chart. So let me try to find you something. For example, this level here. This level here is a support. This level here, it was a support, and here it was a support, and it was maybe barely a resistance in the past, and it was a small resistance in the past. But also we can do something else. We can draw another line like this. So, guys, in your opinion, which one showing the strongest levels? Is it number 1 or 2? Which one is showing a stronger support and resistance levels? The one that you can trust? Absolutely yes, number 2, of course. Number 2 is showing you the key supports and resistance. I don't have time to go in so much depth in that subject, but this one here, you can rely on it because you can see how strong this level this was. You can see it was a strong support. Even the breakout was strong. The breakout from this level was stronger than usual. And even here the breakout was stronger than usual. Then it was a support as well, and another strong breakout, and it was a resistance for a reasonable amount of time. So the thing you need to understand is if you want to place a long-term trade, nothing wrong at all going back on monthly chart, but do not decide your entry based on it. Just decide if this level was indeed a strong resistance or a support. For example, we can share a signal if you want. Here, I can here now make a strong signal if people want to join a very long-term trades when the price come down here. Most likely because you can see how strong this level this was as a support and as a resistance, and here also. So this level here can indicating a very good buy signal, so you can place your buy here and leave it running for long time. So again, what I'm trying to tell you is these levels are permanent and you can rely on them for a long time. Now let's go back to the smaller time frames. Can we apply the same on smaller time frames? Absolutely yes. Yes, exactly. The bigger the time frame, the more realistic or the more accurate the direction is. And if you see a strong support or resistance on bigger time frame, then of course you can rely on it more than in smaller time frame. That is another reason why the scalping strategy does not work on the bigger time frames. So let's talk about the zones now. The zones is something will make your understanding for support and resistance much more clear. And by the way, my members from the closed binary options group, they know about what I will talk about very well. So let me show you. For example, if I want to draw my support zone here, so notice what I did here. I draw my line on the closing price of this candle, on these two candles. I didn't draw my line in a way like that. This is the right way, by the way, but because now we are just seeing the zones, what I'm doing is I'm drawing my line touching the closing price of these two candles. Now the next line will be touching the absolute bottom of this candle, the longest wick. So you can see what I have made now is I created a zone for my support. That's how you can draw your support and resistance zones levels. You need to just draw the line from the closing price of both candles, and the next line will be until the absolute bottom or the absolute top of the wick. Now let's see what happened later. What happened later is very interesting. We can see how these lines I drawn representing the zones absolutely perfect. You can see how here the line barely kissed the level lower, or the lower line instead of going inside the zone, and it reversed. And we can see here exactly what happened in the past. Both candles closed outside the zone, and one of them barely exceeded it, but then it reversed. One of them exactly reversed after entering the zone. This is very interesting. Let's go back more, and you can see what happened. So what is the thing you can see here? What I'm trying to tell you here, the benefits you can get from drawing the zone is you can know if there is absolutely a breakout happened here or not. So you can see once the candle break out from this level, it will change the direction, and this support is no more bouncing, and it will continue going down. But there is something called fake breakouts. A fake breakout. Does anyone here know how we can identify the fake breakout? When it happens. Okay, wait. Let me change the question. Look at this long candle here. It is breaking the support zone I have drawn earlier. But is this really a breakout candle? Is it? Okay. Others? Perfect. So why isn't it a fake breakout? Or sorry, why isn't it a breakout? Why this one is not a breakout candle? No, but yeah, because you are seeing what happened later. But let's imagine you are trading at the moment. Forget about this, guys. Forget about this. Let's say this never happened. Okay, well, now we are in the current time trading now. So what happened? Why this one here did not continue to go more down? Emma is the winner. Correct. Sorry, Emma was the first. Because, guys, this is the support level. Even if it broke the zone, always I'm telling you to use the manual analysis. You just need to understand the support and resistance. So don't be just blindly following a breakout. When you see long candle, some people just see a some people they just see a long candle and immediately they think it's a breakout. And unfortunately, the sad thing is when I am viewing YouTube videos, a lot of people, they are talking about this as a strategy. They say, I have a very strong strategy. When you see a very long candle, it's meaning that this is a breakout and you can immediately place buy. But this is wrong. You cannot apply the same every time. Here, it didn't work, of course, because there was no support to be broken in the first place. This is the support level here. Even though I draw the zone here, that doesn't mean it will be permanently on the same level. But this one, however, this one was changing for the game. That one changed the direction and it didn't reverse. And of course, guys, now you know the reason. This long candle indeed broke this support level. That's why it just continued to go more and more and more down, and the market changed the direction. So let's go more in the past. And you can see, guys, from that one small level, I draw the zones. You can see how still in the past, it's still very accurate. We can see it is still acting as a strong resistance and support even in the past. Now, the question, how is this gonna be any good for me in my trading? Okay, the answer is, once you draw the zones like that, you can feel more safe because what happened in the past will happen to you. So the same thing what happened here in the past, it might happen to you as well. So now you have idea that this level is strong. Now you are sure this level is not easily can be broken out. So the breakout, for example, will be known only if a long candle like that break out from the level. So this is giving me accurate idea so I can know what will gonna happen and how can I get out of my trade with the shortest or the smallest losses possible. So for example, let's go to the present. Now I wanted to enter here. Actually, if I want to place buy, I would place it here inside this zone here, because now after drawing my zone I can see that there was a strong support here and here as well, and here it was consolidating for some time. Then this level was also a strong support. So what you can do, you can place your buy at any level inside this zone, so your stop loss will be just below the shortest candle, so your stop loss will be here. And it's not only about the stop loss, it's about you need to see the price action. You need to see a long candle, actually a long candle breaking this zone before you decide it is a stop loss, or before you decide to close it with a loss. Seeing just a small candles like this, for example, sorry, for example, seeing small candles ranging like that does not mean you should close your trade, because the level was not yet broken out. You can see here there was no long candle breaking this level. What matters is how the candle closes, not how the candle is currently look like. You have to wait for the candle to close before you decide that you have ended your trade with a loss. So if I will place here buy option, if I will place buy here, I will not be scared, because I know, based on my understanding, I must see a long candle breaking this level here. And what we are seeing here, we can just see a small candle barely close below the level, meaning it will not be a breakout yet. The next one was a blue candle, upside hammer, and this one here was a candle that was started or opened inside the zone. That is not how a breakout looks like. A breakout is look like a long candle breaking this zone and breaking this support. So you should not be feeling worried about your trade. That's why I'm telling you, set your stop loss at the lower of the, how can I say that, the longest support, at the very bottom of the support level. So your stop loss will be 17 pips, for example, 20 pips your stop loss, and of course you know my rules, your take profit will be at the next nearest resistance, which will gonna be here. So you are risking to lose about 20 pips in order to earn 63 pips. Guys, is this part clear for you? Hold on, a lot of questions happening. Hold on, guys. Okay, let's answer the questions later, because we don't want to miss a lot of time here. So what I'm trying to tell you here again is, how do you feel safe about your trade or not? For example, you can see here this candle, it is breaking out this zone here. So this zone was breaking out, so you should know that, okay, I need to get out, I need to leave it, it's breaking out the zone. This was a support, and here also it was a support. Let's see it more in the past. Delete this line here, let this line here. Here you can see what happened, guys. Also, it will save you a lot from losing your trades. You can see the same here when you see the candle moving up strongly, exiting this zone here, then you should know my stop loss should be here. So if you place sell, for example, if you place sell, if you sold this level here, you can tell after seeing the breaking out the zone that, yeah, I have indeed lost the trade, I should close it. But again, what you should know about your trade, it is not a loss until two things happen. It's a loss when it's either hit the stop loss or when you click the X. If you click the X, then it is a loss. You can keep your trade running until it hit your stop loss, but other than that, don't close your trade in a loss until you are really know what's going on and you can read the candle. For example, if you read this candle, obviously it's breaking out, then you should exit your trade. Now, one more thing, maybe it's not related to the subject or the title of this webinar. There is a trick, I don't know if you guys know it, but there is a trick that can tell you if this candle will be indeed closing as a breakout or not. It's about the timer. When is the candle going out strongly up like that? After the opening, how can I say that? Hold on, guys. My voice is gone. Sorry. I'm just trying to not to talk too much. Okay. Let's say, guys, now we are on the 4-hour chart. Okay. So this candle closed as a small body with long wicks at its top at bottom. The next candle, this one, the breakout candle, it broke out this level. Okay. But when did it break out this candle? This level, sorry. Yes, if it closing or if the candle break out this level before the closing time, then it's indeed a breakout. But if the candle broke this level after opening, after being opened, let's say for example, because this is a 4-hour candle, let's say it broke this level after 30 minutes or 1 hour, then don't panic. The candle most likely is trying to fool you at this time. The market is trying to fool you. Don't rush and close it as a loss. Most likely what will gonna happen is the candle will go up. If the candle break out this level at earlier time in its age, if after like 30 minutes, most likely it will come up a little bit, then it will go down as a long wick. But let's say if the candle went up in the late age of its lifetime, for example after 3 hours, then you should get in panic. You should know that, okay, this candle is not coming back and I need to close it now with a loss. So the timing of when is the candle breaking out the level is actually important and playing important part, knowing if the breakout will gonna happen or not. I don't know also what we can talk about support and resistance here. Guys, what is the questions you have in your mind about support and resistance that we can cover here? Most likely no, you cannot do that. There will be a breakout candle. There will always be a breakout candle. In most cases, or I will tell you, in all cases, there will be always a breakout candle. Tell me, guys, what else we can talk about in the support and resistance? What else you need me to cover? What do you mean by channel? You mean the trend? No, the trend, we will talk about it in another webinar. I don't want to rush now. Let's leave it for somewhere else. Okay, you want to see another example of support and resistance zone? I'm just using 4-hour chart because 4-hour chart is more accurate if you want to trade support and resistance. You cannot rely on 1 minute or 5 minute or 15 minutes. If you want the most accurate trade, you should go to the 4-hour undecided. Let me tell you something interesting, guys. Of course, everyone know about the AUD USD trade, which we missed. You remember, guys, I was on AUD USD trade and I was supposed to keep it for a long-term trade, but instead I made it a scalping trade. Hold on. Okay, a lot of chatting happening here, so how you decide your entries? Those are based on support and resistance levels. Okay. For those who joined late, this is being recorded, so no problem at all. You can see it on YouTube later, but it will be private. Um, talk about what? No video? Guys, you can see that, right? There is video and audio, right? All right. Okay. Sorry, bro. Maybe you need to fix it yourself. There is something wrong. Okay. Someone asked a good question. Can you explain more how to identify support and resistance that it is not respected, please? Okay. Um, Let me tell you something. I'm just not feeling well. That's all. Sorry. That's my voice gone. And let's see. Just looking at left, you can decide if market is respecting. Exactly. That is the point. I mean, but just by seeing, if you are just want to be sure about your support or resistance, if it is being respected or not, you can just switch to the bigger time frame. Now this is 4 hour chart. It is big enough. No need to switch to bigger. Um, Daily it is way too big. We don't need that. 4 hour should be telling you exactly. For example, here you can see some levels that was not respected. For example, this one and this one and this one. Of course, that is because the market here is ranging. It's consolidating. You cannot really decide these support and resistance levels. Guys, let me talk about this first. This is something interesting. We need to talk about it. It's about the scalping strategy. Some people, when they want to apply my scalping strategy, hit and run, they are opening this kind of chart and they want to trade on it based on hit and run strategy. This will not work. Look at this market here. Almost not a single support or resistance was respected. Almost not even single one. This support was immediately broke out with this long breakout candle. This support was barely respected. Another breakout, 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 resistance, a breakout. So you cannot apply the strategy here because this market is highly ranging and it's consolidating. This is not the kind of market we want to see. We want to see a quiet market. We can apply that strategy and we can just look at the past and we can decide. For example, GBP USD is wonderful chart. I can decide that yes, here I can see my trades being respected. The support and resistance lines, they are being respected very well. So that's how you can decide if you should trade on this market or not. Yes, Tammy, you're right. Yeah, exactly. That's what we talk about in the beginning of this webinar. We talked about the key support and resistance zones and how they are strongly respected, especially on the monthly chart. We can see they are very respected levels and they can never easily breaken out with. Should explain the topic. Yes, I just see, for example, this one here. I just see the 4 hour chart. I draw my zone like that. That's how I draw my zone. Then I switch to the 50-minute time frame. so I can decide if my entry is right or not. Now it's too big here, of course. What happened? Ah, I was on the monthly, sorry. For example, like this, and like this. So now I have drawn my zone here, so I can switch to the 15-minute time frame, and I can decide. And you can see I can make my entry very accurate like this by drawing the line, touching the even the smallest wick here, so I can place my buy option here, and that would give me about, I would exit my trade here 15 pips of profit. So that is the strategy, as you know it, guys. You just go to the 4-hour chart. If you see yourself on a support level, switch to the 15-minute and decide your entry based on the support also on the 15-minute time frame. All right, let me show you, for example, the AUD USD trade. What happened that day? For those who joined us very recently, we missed here 60 pips trade because I was afraid. That's all. What happened here is I saw this market here, this reversal at this support level. So this was support number 1, and this was support number 2. What I saw at that time, let me represent it for you again. Let me draw again. Okay, hold on. Just need to okay. Wait, guys, 1 second. This will be better. Okay. What I saw here at that time when we entered the AUD USD trade, I was focusing here, and as you can see, guys, we have this candle here. I was on this candle. This candle, the blue one, was looking like this. It was just a small red candle, and it is on the same level of these wicks. It was looking like that. It was small red candle, and I placed my buy option here. So let me explain to you. When I saw this, it was, as you know, my favorite price action. How many of you guys have seen my video about price action? Okay, so in a brief, it was looking something like this. Let's draw it from here. It was this blue candle and this red candle with the longer wick, and what I saw was a small red candle here in between these two wicks. So I knew definitely, because I'm on the 4-hour chart, there will be a reversal. The candle will reverse here. It will go a little bit more up until this previous resistance, which was here. So actually, what I did was I entered here, placed buy option, because I saw it was a small red candle. And then, if you remember, I set my take profit to be at the next nearest support, which was here. That's where I placed my take profit, and my stop loss was just below this wick here, this one here, because if a candle will break out this zone, then that means my trade is in loss. So if I want to draw my zone, it will look like this. Okay, cannot I clone it? Cannot. I suppose it's better to be in an uptrend. Yeah, of course, you should be in uptrend if you want to place the buy option. I will explain this now, but what I'm trying to tell here is what did I see here that made me enter this trade. So again, after seeing this price action, we go back in the smaller time frame. Let me just draw it so we can know what we are talking about. what I did that day was entering here. I triggered my trade at this level here like that, and we got the points, if I remember, as they are. But what happened is I actually got maybe a little bit panic because people are copying my trade, so I exit my trade with only 6 pips profit, um, hitting this resistance. But I missed something, that because I'm using the price action on the 4-hour chart, meaning the reversal here will be unbelievably strong, and the market will indeed strongly fly more and more up, as you can see. Hold on, I think here I entered, not here. I think here, yeah, it was consolidating for a long time before finally it went up and I closed it in profit. So I feel like we are in honestly guys, I'm running out of topics. I mean, I I said whatever I want to say about support and resistance. I'm not sure what else we can talk about it in this video now. Okay, do you want to talk about the hit and run and how we can decide our entries after seeing the 4-hour and switch to the 15-minute time frame? Okay, show another zone with another time frame. Okay, no worries, we will talk about that all. So again, if you want to draw your zone, about the EA we didn't talk that much. We just talked about the USDC shift trades, and that's all. So again, if you want to draw your zone accurately, what you need to find is the key support and resistance, the strong levels of support and resistance. For example, I see here a strong resistance level, this one here. So this is a strong resistance level. So let me zoom in. Now, how I will draw the zone is simply selecting this level here, the highest one, and draw my line on the closing price of the candle. And again, the next line will be drawn at the absolute top of the candles. Now by this, I have drawn my resistance zone, and you can see what happened later is remarkable. And you can see how the wick here barely touched this level and reversed. This is one I drawn, and you can see here what happened. The candle is reversed at this level. Again, we see that what happened. Look at this, guys. Here we can see the reversal. Even the candle went down a little bit. It reversed at the support, and it went up, and it was still a support. Still a reversal happening here. It was not yet a breakout candle. And see, guys, now the beautiful thing about my strategy when I'm talking about the attempts, see here attempt number 1 for the zone, and here attempt number 2, meaning attempt number 3, if you want to enter it, it will be fail, because we see here the breakout happened. So switching back to in the history, you can see what happened. It was here, it was acting as, it was ranging actually, but you can see, guys, what happened here. Is this a breakout candle? That was a question someone just asked before now. He said, what if a 2 or 3 candles can break this zone? And you can see this is actually, guys, is this a breakout candle or not? Yeah. So is it a breakout candle? Is this level has been yet broken? Okay, the answer is not. This is not a breakout candle because it's not a long bar, either red or blue. So of course you can still keep your trade running on. If it will take long time, few people only will keep them running. But you can see, since it was not a breakout candle, then you can feel satisfied. If you place buy option, for example, if you place buy, you can feel satisfied here, and the trade will continue to go on because it was not a breakout candle. This, however, was a breakout candle. So you can see, guys, how in the zone it will be either a reversal or a strong breakout. And again, how is this useful for you in your trades? How is this going to be useful anyhow? So what did you learn from this information? What you learn from this information is how you can set your take profit and your, how can you set your stop loss. So here, for example, if you want, you can place sell option once the candle touch this level here, this level. Once the candle touch this zone, I'm going to place sell. So where is my stop loss? My stop loss will be above this zone. I can set it here, for example. But again, your stop loss should be based on the price action. You should see a long breakout candle, not just a candle breaking out this level, for example, like this, then like this, then like this. You should see a long candle actually breaking this level before you decide to close your trade with a loss. So another quick example on how to draw your zone. I will draw it, for example, on this support. You can draw it like that, closing price, and then bring the other line and drag it all the way, covering. Oh, this is too big. This is more convenient, so you can do it like that, touching the shortest wick also. So this is how you draw your zone when you have it in long wicks. For example, long wicks like that, that's how you draw your zone, and you can see how accurate it is, how accurate it was even in the past. Guys, if you noticed, I'm honestly not feeling well. My voice is kind of gone, and somehow I'm feeling disoriented. So I don't know if I covered here what you needed to know about support and resistance. Yeah, but actually it was not up to the expectation because I am not really focusing a lot. I just need to take some pills. Yeah, it is one difficult subject, and it is huge, and one webinar can never cover it. What do you mean by more strength, up or down? Yeah, Nick, of course we can have more than zone. Okay. Okay, guys, I will talk about some part of the hit and run and how we can decide our entries when we see our level on the support and resistance levels on the 4 hours chart. Yes, okay, hit and run. So guys, for example, now we can see the market is getting closer to this support level, like this. I will have a question for you. Oh, sorry, no, it already reversed at the same level. Okay, let's find another example that is about to happen. Something we can actually enter when the market open on Monday. Hopefully I can find one. Wait. I'm trying to find a good setup. Okay. Guys, what do you think about this trade here? If I draw my line in a way touching all the wicks, can I place sell here? This is off the topic. I just want to ask you a question. Can I place sell here? Okay, good, good. The reason is, what? Why cannot I place sell here, even though this was a resistance in the past? It was a resistance, and it was here also a resistance. It was a resistance. So why can't I place sell here? Guys, come on. Give me the answer. What about breakout? What about the breakout? No answer. No, Angela, please. Ah, thank you, Patrick. No breakout. Yes, there is no breakout. There is, guys, do you see any support has been breaking out here? There is absolutely no breakout. So, yeah, Jose, it has already been answered in the beginning of this webinar. You can watch it in the YouTube later. So again, guys, you cannot place sell here because this was not a breakout candle. It's only reversing, but there was no support has been breaking out at this level. Okay, one important, very important thing I need to talk about is counting the attempts. Some people having problem counting the attempts. Just wait a sec. I just need to focus on this subject about counting the attempts. So let me ask you guys question, please. On this resistance here, how many attempts do we see at this level? Or no, wait. Let's say, okay, this level. How many attempts do you see on the resistance? So this is a breakout. This is another breakout. So how many attempts we see in between these two breakouts? Again, this is the breakout and this is the breakout. So how many attempts do we see in between these two breakouts on this resistance level, on this resistance line? Only three? Only three. Yes, Tammy is the winner with the right answer. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This long wick here, guys, it cannot be ignored. This is one big mistake a lot of people doing actually. When I tell them to look for the breakout after, sorry, to count the first attempt after the breakout, they miss long wick happened right after this breakout. This is one reason a lot of people still failing the hit and run strategy. This is very important. You cannot ignore it. When you want to place a trade based on hit and run strategy, you need to place, or you need to start counting the attempts right after the breakout. What happened here after this breakout candle? This is, as small as it is, it might not mean a lot to you, but it is actually attempt number 1. Because here we can see, if I will draw my line, you can see how the candle, this support has become the new resistance here. So counting, paying attention to these wicks right after the breakout is highly important. Let me go to another example if I can find one. Let me try to find you another example. When you see a long wick right after the breakout candle, some people, they just ignore it. Let me try to find one now fast. Yeah, lot of details. Forex is not easy. Forex is not easy. For example, here, this one here, maybe you will think this is attempt number 1. So let me now draw my line like this, and this is a breakout candle. So now I'm going to place here my buy option on support number 2. then boom, it's failing, it's going out. You are now losing your trade. So now you are 20 pips in loss, and you will close your trade in loss. So what happened? What happened is you did not pay attention to the details. Yes, you draw your support line correct, and you assumed it is the support number one, but you forgot this. You ignored this. This is, as tiny as it is support number one. And this is actually support number two. And that is the beautiful thing about my strategy, is you should not enter the third attempt. Make sure you are entering either the first or second. Third most likely will be failed. The most impressive thing, guys, which I have seen on many forex groups, and unfortunately they are failing. They have a belief that support, as you know, guys, is called also on demand, and resistance is called supply. So what they are doing, when they are seeing a lot of attempts on a support, they will assume that they should enter even the attempt number 10 or number 11. They have that understanding that the more a supports level on this level, meaning it is very strong. They don't understand. They don't understand how this market works. You need to understand something. The more the attempts, for example, the more the attempts to break a support, meaning a strong attempt from the bears to break this level. They want strongly to break this level. They are trying so hard, and one time they will succeed and you will lose. So the more attempts, meaning the more strength from the bears to break a support level. Vice versa. The more attempts on a resistance level is indicating a strength from the bulls. They want to push the market to go up, and that's why you cannot, of course, enter the third or fourth on forward attempts. Make sure if you want to have the safe trades, and that is how I'm actually trading. And you can see, guys, I'm having a 95% winning ratio because I am careful to enter only the first or the second attempts without messing up. So how am I trading? Good question, right? How am I choosing my trades? The one are being copied to you. What I'm doing is I'm going to the 1 hour chart, and for example, what I will do, I will see a breakout, for example this one, like this, like that. So what I will do now, because I'm on the 1 hour chart, let me just draw here something, the shape, so we can know where to talk about. What I will do is I will go to the 15 minutes. Sorry guys, this one just went back. This one here. So I will go here. I'm on the 15 minute, and to confirm it even more, I will go to the 1 minute and start watching the price action. Even on 1 minute, I'm paying attention to the details, so I can see that even on 1 minute chart, I have here a breakout candle, and it was a support in the past. Can you see this, guys? We have here a breakout candle, and it was a support. So I will just go here, waiting for the candles to touch this level, and I will pay attention to how the candles look like. Even on 1 minute, I will look if the candle is breaking out this level. No, I see here a pin bar, I see a small red candle, I see a green candle. Then I'm going to place my trade after confirming that yes, there is no breakout, the candle is moving up strongly. So what I will do is I will, on the 1 minute time frame, I'm going to see the nearest resistance or nearest support, which is here. This is on 1 minute the nearest support to this support. So after entering here, I will exit my trade with 6 or 5 pips profit. That's how I'm trading, and that's why you see most of my trades closing with 4 to 5 pips because I'm playing it very, very safe. Very safe, really. There was a lot of trades, actually, guys. Right after closing them, um, they went in loss. If I was to stay in the trade, we would definitely lose it. And also some other trades. If I was to stay in the trade, we could have gained a lot more pips. But please note the consistency of our results. It is always in profit because I'm being safe and I'm just getting out with the as much pips as I can get, guaranteeing it. I'm just guaranteeing my pips before I exit the market. That's why you can see the very accurate and very successful results we had in copying trade for the past week. So, talking about the entry again, we don't want to miss the subject. Go to another pair. I just need to show you how to decide the entry on the 15-minute time frame or the 5-minute time frame. Okay, no. I'm just trying to find something you can look for. Okay. That's not bad. That is good trade. This trade maybe we can take in the upcoming Monday. After tomorrow we can take this trade. So you can see this level is acting as a resistance. Yes, I am. 1 hour 15 and 1 minute. But 4 hour also sometimes if I cannot find anything on the 1 hour, I will go to the 4 hour chart to find more clear details about my level. So guys, this is a good trade if you want to take it on next Monday. You can see the candle is now green, it's going up, and I see here a good resistance level, and we see one small wick and one longer wick. So what I can do is I can wait for the market to go up here, and I'm going to place my sell option right at this level. Okay, here I'm sure the candle will go up. So now let me switch to the 15-minute time frame and see that more in action, and you can see how the lines drawn perfectly as I prefer them. Look at this line touching all of the wicks, starting from the shortest one at the top of the edge, at the top of this resistance. So entering here is almost a guaranteed win. So this is your signal if you want to trade it, guys. This was resistance number 1 and this is resistance number 2. So here I can place my trade exactly on this line and my stop loss will be very short. Look at the left, guys. Check on the left. You see here a previous support, meaning there is a possibility that the market will go up a little bit here and then it will reverse. What I will do is I'm going to place sell here. Okay, I will place here sell. If the market will go against my direction and fly more up, I know where it will reverse. It will reverse here exactly, because this was a support right after the breakout, right before the breakout. So most likely market will reverse here indeed. So I can fix my trade by placing another sell option. Same like what I did with the USD CHF trade. That's how you can decide your trade, guys, after switching to the 15-minute time frame. So you can tell I can place now sell here, and of course my take profit will be at the next nearest resistance, which is here. This is the nearest resistance to the this resistance. So I can expect about 6 or 7 pips out of this trade. If the market go a little bit more up, I can expect about 10 pips from this trade. Alright guys, so I think we have reached the end of this webinar. Honestly, I cannot talk anymore. You can see my voice is not as usual. It's gone somehow, I don't know why. You're welcome. Thank you. So I think in the next webinar we can cover more details about support and resistance, and maybe I can dedicate some time for the questions and answers if anybody need any help. Thank you guys. It's my pleasure, and I hope you guys are really learning a lot from these webinars, and it will be in very good benefits for you in the future. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys. No problem, guys. The next webinar will be better. I will be feeling more healthy, and I will talk more about trading. And hopefully, next webinar we can do it Friday evening, so we can enter actually some live trades right in front of you. Thank you, everyone from everywhere. Much appreciate your present here with us. Okay, guys. So again, thank you so much, and hopefully we will see you very soon on Monday, and let's get ready for more profits, hopefully. Okay, thank you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.